so different than other comedians. He's an engineer and he does this PowerPoint presentation, which is hysterical. So I'm happy to be working with Don. I'll be there, and Randy Lubas, who does a lot of the events here in Santa Clarita and Ventura County as well. And we're going to have a great show, and we hope you'll come and join us.
Well, I'll definitely be there. I'm always up for a laugh. I think it's something we need to do more of.
No politics.
Oh, forget it. I'm out of there. I'm not.
There you go.
We just want to, I think the service of comedians these days is to just take people out of their heads for an hour or so and make them forget all the nonsense they're listening to.
Now, how long have you been doing this particular show, or is this the beginning of it?
No, us working together, we've worked together in various configurations for many years. Randy Lubas is one of the biggest comedy bookers in this area. He books shows in Ventura, Simi, Santa Clarita, Maria's down Valencia Boulevard, and he had a show over by the Magic Mountain for a while. But he books all these shows, and this is really his brainchild, and we always have a good time working together.
Yeah, how have you found comedy has changed? Because I go way back to the 70s when I started listening and watching comedy and the old comedians, and everything was on the table. I mean,
everything was on the table. Yeah. We're in a period right now of malignant. How can I describe this?
Oh boy, here we go.
Remember, I barely made it out of the sixth grade. So be nice to me.
No. Political correctness.
Right.
And not for any particular reason. But people are really sensitive about certain issues. And, when Jerry Seinfeld, who is one of the world's least offensive comedians, says people are too politically correct, then we're having an issue.
Yeah.
So it seems to be that. But if you stay away from politics and the divisive issues of the day, you're fine, and we do. I'm doing a show right now called Unassisted Living, which is about being old. So you're going to see a chunk of that show, and I talk about the joy, the euphoria of being a person with a Medicare card.
Right. I really never understood, as you get older, you just didn't give a crud and you would just say what you wanted to say. And admittedly, I hit 65 this year and I'm going, you know what? I don't care.
No, I know. That's it's very freeing, isn't it?
Isn't it?
It doesn't get you invited a lot of places.
No, it actually gets you uninvited from a lot of places. I grew up, I'm of Italian descent and I love to tell jokes about Italians. I love to kind of make fun of the Italian culture, and it doesn't seem to offend any of my family members, but people will write me emails afterward and say, how could you say that about Italians? Aren't you Italian? I'm going, yeah, it's hilarious.
I had a discussion about that exact topic. We were talking about whether Don Rickles would make it these days.
Oh, boy.
We talk about that all the time.
You know what I mean? And he's a mutually agreeable offender. He offends
equal
everybody. But at the end, he always
offender,
apologizes and said, I love everybody. But I don't know that people would stand for it now. They'd have little pockets of political correctness in the audience, but it's just a different time. Just lighten up, take a deep breath, and have fun.
No, that's perfect. It's like, come on, people, we're just having some fun here.
Well, I'm sure it's also going to be fueled by, some of the media outlets looking for some nice clickbaity headlines to say, Don Rickles drags this one audience member, and just to get
Hates
the clicks
Polish
to that.
people. No, you're 100% correct. It's all about feeding the monster of social media.
Oh, yeah, it was, who was it? Dean Martin, when he had the roasts.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
that stuff would, you'd have to have that rated XXX, and you'd have to pay for it today.
Yeah, and a lot of this stuff is periodic. A lot of the stuff, it's the ebb and flow of public consciousness. It'll go away soon, and we'll get back to our same, insulting.
We'll find something else to worry about and get
what you eat, what you don't eat, and why you don't eat it. Yeah. But anyway, Fritz, again, how do people get involved with this? How do they get tickets?
Well, we'd love to have them come. Go to pac.canyons.edu. Okay. That means it's connected with a college. You don't have to have a college degree to get in. You don't have to be particularly smart.
Oh,
just come and have a great time.
Then we can make it.
I know. We're in.
So it's pac.canyons.edu. www.canyons.edu. It'll be Saturday, December 21st at 7 o'clock. Love to have you. Everybody needs to laugh.
Yeah.
It's you will not be assaulted. You will not be overburdened with stuff you already know, like how dark the world is. You'll just have a good time. You have to see Don because there's nobody like him. He's not a real monologist. He's got this engineer's brain, and he connects the dots on things you never thought about, and you will be in tears by the end of the night.
I used to love that. You know, some of the you're right though. Some of the comedians of old would never be able to make it today. The George Carlins of the world would have to tailor their
especially
stuff
toward the, and he's a hero of mine.
Yeah.
Especially toward the end of his career when he became an old curmudgeon and he really unloaded. People just wouldn't stand for it now.
No, and it's too bad because there was so much to learn from him.
Oh my God, he was so brilliant.
We talk about things like All in the Family. You couldn't put that show on today, but if you really think about what that show is about, it needs to be on today.
So I do a podcast with a friend of mine called Media Path. And we interviewed a guy who just wrote a book about Norman Lear. Oh. And we talked about that exact topic. Yeah. That nobody would be able to go to a pitch meeting and say, I want this irascible old man to drop the N-word during the scripts and everything. It was unbelievable, but that would never fly today.
No. Not at all, and to see the ridiculousness. I think in that All of the Family, especially, you saw the ridiculousness of racism. You saw the ridiculousness.
Well, that was
of
the
all
point.
This. Yeah,
but
exactly.
It was really interesting. It sort of reminds me of the divide in the world today. I love the show was satire. It was lampooning social mores and everything. But there was a period of time where older Americans like my grandmother agreed with everything Archie said. You tell him, Arch, like he was their spokesperson.
Oh, yeah.
And it wasn't about satire. It was about having a hero, Archie Bunker. Oh my God.
It was great. Fritz, it was great meeting you.
It was a pleasure meeting you guys.
And I hope you guys have much success. I will make every attempt to be out there, and I hope others do as well.
This is Saugus, right?
What are you trying to start a fight?
Oh,
this
boy.
is Newhall.
Oh, okay. Right. Well, but there's a Saugus train station is right across the street.
We'll have to protect him on the way out.
No, my son lives in Saugus, but I don't know where he is in relation to this.
It's over there.
Over there, okay.
Yeah,
he lives in the hills over there.
It's over near the side of town.
Thanks for the chance, guys. A pleasure meeting both of you.
All right.